What's up, guys? This is Nick with Brew Gymnastics. Our last part of our video, this is the second part in a three-part video series. Our last part, we talked about the reason and the rationale behind doing some static positioning work for helping your body weight movements in competitive fitness. So today we're going to talk about the different types or different positions that you can use to help, again, augment your success in competitive fitness and certain skills and build your skill level as well as your total capacity. So the first thing that you can do if you're saying, well, okay, I want to work some static positioning and some holds, is you can just quite simply say, I'm going to take a movement that I want to get better at, say ring dips, okay? And we went over this a little bit at the end of the last one, but we're just going to re-emphasize it here. As it's a very simple thing you can do. You say, I want to get better at ring dips, so what are the two positions in a ring dip? One is the bottom of the dip, okay, and then there's the top, okay? And all that is you grab a set of rings and you go to the bottom of where you're going to be at the bottom of that range of motion and you hold it, okay? In the next part of our video series, we're going to talk a little bit more about how long and what the rationale would be for your work rest time and stuff. But today we're just, again, talking about the different positions that you can use. So, and then the second thing would be the top of the ring dip, okay? Then take something else, say toe to bar, okay? And then you say, well, I'm hanging from the bar, okay? There's you, there's the bar. That's a position, okay? It requires grip strength. It's not just a passive thing, okay? So you can do work by increasing your capacity to hang from the bar by just hanging, all right? And then you can increase your core capacity and recognition of this position by holding an L. And then, okay, by the time you have to get your feet to the bar, you're usually pulled back a little bit here and feet up, so you're increasing your capacity and your core as well as pulling down, that straight arm pulling, by holding this position, okay, the full toe to bar. Again, obviously you can tell that gets pretty hard, but it's another position that you can use, okay? So arranging it in your mind by the different movements you want to accomplish is one way to go. And then another way to go, which would be a more comprehensive way to go, and it's the way we think about it when we're building our programs, is to make yourself a chart. So we love charts. So this chart, what we're going to do is we're going to arrange it by different, first of all, which ways we can orient our body. So there's 4 different ways. Your body can be upright, which is the way I'm standing now. I'm upright. You can be inverted. Okay, if I was upside down in a handstand, I would be inverted. Okay, then you can be, if you're laying on your back, that's called supine. Or if you're laying on your stomach, that's called prone. All right, so then you take whether you're in a support. So support is holding yourself with your arms, okay? So if whether I'm in a handstand or whether I'm holding myself down right here, I'm in a support, and then, or whether you're in a hang, okay? You're hanging from something. So support or hang. Now, we can further characterize that into support with whether your arms are straight or your arms are bent, okay, or bent. And you can do that for each one. Right? So, if we take this chart, next thing you know, we have most of the positions that you're going to be going through for any given body weight exercise, okay? So if you take upright, support, straight, okay? So I'm upright, I'm in a support, and my arms are straight. That's the top of a dip, right? Then, if you wanted to, which we also do, you can even further characterize that, and whether you're using a mobile support, rings, or you're using a rigid support, which would be like parallettes or parallel bars. And then let's just pick another, so that's that box, okay? Let's take another box. So we are supine, hang with straight arms, okay? So supine, hang with straight arms, that's a lever, okay? Now, obviously, that's a very advanced movement. we think it's an important movement, and whenever you do it, you're going to usually have to deload the movement by bending your knees. Okay? So this is a chart that tells you, that gives you an idea of what positions you're going to be going through for different movements. And by the way, that movement right here, you go through that whenever you're doing a bar muscle up. Okay? Now, of course, our arms are bent a little, but it's very analogous to the type of pulling you're doing to go around the bar for a bar muscle up. All right? And then you take inverted support bent arms. That's a headstand, right? And then right here, that's a handstand if your arms are straight. Okay? Some of these, now this chart, say this one, okay? This one I decided not to use. Inverted bent arms hang. You go through that position, and when you're doing a pullover, but it's a very hard position to hold, right? So some of these are obviously more high yield than others. But like I said, this is a way to be comprehensive, okay? So when you use a chart and to your program, you have to use it intelligently, okay? Now, here's where the magic happens, all right? Or here's where, I guess, the most high yield info for you guys is. We've picked out the ones that we like the best, okay? The gymnastics holds, we call it the Big 8, okay? The Big 8. So these are the ones that we think if you do just these, it is the highest yield, and it goes through most of this, most comprehensively covers with just these 8 exercises what you're gonna, the capacity that you need to build and the skill that you need to build to be good at bodyweight competitive fitness. So let's just go through them. Okay. First is handstand, okay? And most of us do it on the wall, right? You kick up, back to the wall handstand. You can do front to the wall, or you can do perpendicular to the wall. Most of the time for these purposes, we just do back to the wall handstand. Then the tuck support, okay? Now tuck support, so not, again, everybody likes to do the sexy L-sit, but you can get great work done, and we choose tuck support over L support as our most high yield exercise. If you get really good at a tuck support, you are going to get good at L support if it does come up in testing for competitive fitness. So tuck support on parallettes or something parallel that you can hold your body to. Okay, parallel boxes, parallettes, etc. Just like this. Okay, pushing down, you bring both knees up in the air and hold it. Top of the pull-up on rings. Okay, so we're using a mobile surface and a false grip. Okay, so most people that are watching this probably are familiar with false grip, but that's rolling your wrist over the rings, holding the top of the pull-up right here on rings. Okay, that's part of a muscle up. So supine hollow, laying on your back, holding yourself with your back rounded in a hollow position, engaging your core. Superman is laying on your stomach in an arch position, okay? L hang. Now, if you notice, these don't fall neatly into this chart, okay? But again, like I said, this is a way to, you have to adjust the chart and do things in a way that's smart for your own program. So, and then we have, let's see, L hang on the bar. Okay, so hanging from the bar in an L position, knees extended, hips flexed, ring support, and bottom of the dip, rings, okay? So those are the 2 positions that I went over before in a ring dip. So ring support, top of the ring support, and then bottom of the dip, it's bottom of the dip on rings. So next week we're going to go over, so now we've gone over why we do it. Now, in the first video, this week we went over, or in this video we went over what to do, right? And then in the next video we're going to go over how to do it.